everyone. This is Katie with Songwriter's Vantage. Very happy to have with us today my friend, incredible artist advocate, Toni Koch. Wears many hats, works very hard for us artists. Hi, Toni. Thank you for being here.
Hey, Katie. Thank you for inviting me. This is a great opportunity I'm hearing about.
Well, we're grateful to have you. So let us know what it is you do, all the things you do for us.
Well, you said I have 10 minutes, but what we can talk about is right now.
The top 55.
I'm right here at Taxi, the Songwriters Convention, which I thought was very well done this year. I met a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. And the reason I'm here is to educate myself more on all that's coming out with the social networks and more about how we can get the right songs into the right hands to make people feel successful, as well as feel that their life dreams can come true without spending everything that they earn all the time and then not see anything come out of it. Mm-hmm. So when you call me an artist advocate, I thank you for that, because I started off as a songwriter myself. I've played piano from the age of 5 and 6, took lessons, learned the guitar, have had a little bit of pleasure with folk music in the day, and then discovered that I really didn't like what the music industry was about, and that was way back in the 70s. And so I became more independent-minded and thought maybe the best way for me to become smarter and more intelligent in what I want to make my dreams come true as a songwriter or an artist was to learn the jobs of what was happening on the scene. Mm-hmm. So I became a record store manager, one of the first female record store managers for Zia Record Exchange.
Awesome.
The first used record store in America, by the way. And I then also started doing some shows. I would book independent artists when the regional show wouldn't take the indie guys. They wanted the label people. We started to get a network going with other like-minded promoters like Charlie Levy, Tom LaPena, and Danny Zalisco at Evening Star was a great influence. And we began to put Phoenix on the map by booking independent musicians and songwriters, and out of that, through the used record stores teaming up with Arizona Songwriters Association at the time, Mr. John Iger, I want to send him a prop. We started to notice that from L.A., those songwriters were coming over to Phoenix because they weren't always getting the right gigs anymore here in L.A. So as time wore on, I got out of doing record stores, and I started to become more of a street team pioneer. And I was hired by Danny and his people after about 8 years of begging them for tickets to shows. And they said, tell you what, we'll trade you doing, tickets for your friends if you'll help promote our artists. So in the late 80s, I began to, or the mid 80s actually, I was like 10.
Right, I was just going to say 9 maybe.
Bands like the Pretenders, Go-Go's, Joan Jett. Then the boy bands like Midnight Oil that came over, Men at Work that came over from Australia. And then Bonnie Raitt, when she wanted to do her comeback tour with Sweet Forgiveness. I was the person that got to, go around to the record stores and say, play this. Or I would go to radio. In those days I was privileged and I could go into a radio station, whatever they used to call them, and hand them the record and say, play it, this is my buddy. So fast forward now to where I'm at, and I've had an illustrious life, and the last 10 years have probably been the most blessed because I took the leap out of working for people to doing it for myself, or to working with people who are independent-minded, kindred souls, and that's how I've met all of you. I think what Songwriters Vantage is doing is going to be awesome because you're going to help everybody connect and come together. And what I like about being here in L.A. and then also going back to Phoenix where I live is I'm able to help artists who are on tour or artists in development and help them to gel their career. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I do what's called Pitch a Song, which is something we developed through the great, coming down from Pitch-a-thon to LASS to all that stuff that was before.
And that, just to explain to anyone who doesn't know, you submit songs, artists get selected. Let us know a little bit about Pitch-a-Song.
Okay, well, it came from what had come before that we found, like today, everybody was being picked out random. And I talked to several of the people on the panel, and they said there wasn't one thing in there I wanted. But when we did Pitch a Song, I've had success on every single one. And we only charge $10 a pop for if you send me one song, 3 for $25. And if you send them to me, you send it through pitchasong@gmail.com. It's a PayPal thing. Or you email me first, and you say, look, I'm not sure what I want to do. So, you know Katie.
Right.
You know Tom.
Absolutely.
You know guys. That,
it's great. She gets the, go ahead.
But if I can't use it, you don't pay, right? Or if we are going to use it and you get selected, we make sure that you are appreciated. Because what I have found too many times, everybody's asking for $25 here, $25 there, $50, and then you never get to meet the people that really make the difference. So Pitch a Song came out of a discussion with Robert Case, John Brahini, Mandy Martin, bunch of people, Noel Ramos, Jimmy Yamagishi, Linda Kramer of Just Plain Folks, a bunch of us from the Cosmo Coalition. And then I said, well, this is my idea. Let's do it like, what if we did this? And everybody threw in their 2 cents. And now we've got Pitch a Song, which I really don't know where it's headed because I like it as a panel once in a while where I pick industry people, publishers, creative directors, music placement. I don't usually put music supervisors because a lot of times they change after the next 6 months. So I kind of like the people that are going to be there when the song finally is wanted. And we try to get you to make sure that it's broadcast quality, and that doesn't mean overproduced. Guitar and vocals, great. We want to hear the song. And then what we do is if we know a producer or someone that may want it for one of their projects, then we pass it on.